Obviously, New South Wales always takes a responsible approach, but freedom.
I suspect in October we'll probably have the highest number that we do in intensive care.
You've said in the past that October is going to be our most challenging month for our hospitals. There's modelling. Why can't, Lucy asked this yesterday, why can't you disclose that modelling, the worst case scenario, the best case scenario, so that we as citizens can make a judgment about whether that's correct?
Well, the best judgment is what the public health experts are telling us, and every day the modelling changes. Every day there's inputs put into the modelling, and every day there's different models around. There's many, many institutes across the nation. That will provide input into what New South Wales looks like, but that's depending on a number of variables. Modelling, it has lots of what we call variables. It depends on a whole bunch of things, and we shouldn't be in the habit of providing information which is not certain, because it depends on the inputs. It depends on the rate of vaccination, it depends on what people are doing, it depends on compliance. There's a whole range of issues that go into that. The 70% freedoms, well, there's been modelling put on the public data, which has many ranges, and we've. I can't. I've seen various versions of modelling, and I can't recall what all the numbers are. But I can tell you this much: that we know that the rate of hospitalisation is likely to peak sometime in October. Ursula's turn. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's Ursula's turn. Yep.
Well, I do have a question, but I will actually just let Alex finish that.
Okay, sure.
Just to follow up there, you can't recall what the worst case scenario peak that you've been presented with is.
Well, no, I'm saying there's various modelling that is done. New South Wales Health provides us with modelling, but there's also modelling done by external organisations, which New South Wales Health isn't part of. And those external organisations, as we've all publicly read, have varying degrees.
Advice to you from New South Wales Health. The worst case scenario they've presented to you, you don't recall what that is.
Look, the worst case scenario varies, and it varies, and it depends on what the inputs might be. And I wish I had a crystal ball to be able to tell you. What I can tell you, the most recent advice that I have received is that case numbers are likely to continue to rise for the next few weeks, and the worst hospitalisation rate is likely to be in October. And I can't tell you any more than that, because that is the best advice that I have. We all signed up to the national plan. We all signed up to the plan which had its research based on the Doherty Institute. I also again say that, as confronting as this is, a lot of states who haven't had any major outbreaks during the pandemic are going to have to appreciate that once you get to 80% double dose vaccination and you open your borders, Delta will creep in. And I feel that Victoria is perhaps turning the corner in how they're dealing with COVID, in terms of accepting what the Delta strain is like and what it means for citizens. And I hope that we're in a position, at least, where the two largest states are on the same page in how we move our nation forward. Every state at some stage, and if not at 80% double dose, then when, every state is going to have to accept that you can't live in a bubble forever.
You know, it's not a race, it's not a competition.
So if not at 80% double dose, which is what our national plan says, then when? Can I say that I would always welcome meeting with community leaders, and I've spoken virtually to hundreds and hundreds of them. On many of the conversations I've had, those local mayors have been directly involved. Please note, in fact, if you look at the trajectory of where Victoria's case numbers are going, I'll let people make those comparisons themselves.
Stay classy.
I always said September and October would be the most difficult months, and they will be. The modelling changes every day. And it would be inappropriate to say, well, today it's this and tomorrow it's that. We don't know the answer as to what it will be in October, but also the best months in terms of the future. It's my job to kind of think ahead. We don't want anyone to cancel any events.